Hi, this is Charlz9mm, and I got a great product to show you. This is the Gym Boss interval timer, and I'm here with the Rambling Chronic PK, or J. Spence Reds, who runs an inspirational podcast, and he's here to help me to review this product because we both are a big fan of it, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely! This is one of my favorite toys in the toolbox right here.
And you'll notice that this particular Gym Boss says Jeff Galloway's Run Walk Run, and that's the Jeff Galloway's Run Walk Run method is what they're referring to, and we're both advocates of the Jeff Galloway method.
Absolutely, I've researched other tools and watches, and things can get very pricey to try to set the interval for that method.
And what that method is, we should probably give them a little bit of background. The Jeff Galloway method is where you will run part of a particular distance and you walk part of it. And what you find out is because the run portion is so much faster because you've given yourself a little bit of rest during the walk process, that your time is actually better. So averaging out your time, you actually run faster by walking a couple minutes here and there.
When I started that, I really could not believe that I could improve my time and walk half the distance, but it absolutely is proven to be so, and I finished every run with a lot more energy.
And so to do this run, walk, run method, you have to set yourself an interval. And what I mean by interval, and I hope the glare isn't too bad. We're going to be fighting the glare a little bit here. But if you see on the top, there's a 1 and a 1. It looks like a 100 actually, but it's a 1 minute. And what that is those are in two intervals. You have two intervals. If you can see this, it says BHB, which is buzz, high, and vibrate. So that's what we have it set up to do. It's going to do all of those things, which is good for me because I don't hear very well. I have a little bit of hearing loss in one ear, so a little bit of vibration on this thing when it's clipped to your belt. And I'm going to turn it over so you can see how it clips. And actually, some of the setting instructions are there as well. And this will clip. I've clipped it to my road ID on my wrist. I've clipped it to belts. I clipped it to my Nathan hydration pack when we're doing long distances, and it's been terrific.
Oh, absolutely. I have one as well, and it works if you're an iPod user or some type of audio device. If you want to put some earphones in and listen to something, of course, if you've got a watch or something that you're 100% dependent on the sound, using an iPod would not be a good idea. It wouldn't work, and you couldn't make the method work. With this thing, it actually offers a buzz or a vibration in addition to the sound, which allows you, if you want to listen to an iPod or something like that, you can do it. And if you don't, then it also has the sound, and the high sound works really great if you're running two people together because both of you can hear it and run at the same pace.
Hey, let's go ahead and start this one, and while we talk, and we can see it tick down. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's your little start. Tells you it's going. You can see it starting to click off. Hopefully you're able to see that. It's probably a little bit blurry. It's hard to film, but you can see the first interval is clicking off right there. And you can set that for different. We have it set for 1 to 1. That's because that's what we like. But you can change that. Now, what would be the advantage over this over, say, for instance, an interval watch? Why would I want this over, say, for instance, I go down to the Academy Sports or something like that and get myself an interval watch?
Well, I have actually done that. I actually own a watch and have one now, one that has an interval timer on it. And I've tested several brands of watches. New Balance makes one, Timex makes several. Casio makes a couple, and
they're all very good.
I'm sorry, and as watches, they're great, and the interval timer works for particular instances. But as you can see, it's vibrating now. If you were on a run-walk cycle, I haven't found a watch yet that I can hear, and that may be partially the fact that I'm doing, but what if you're running I run in a neighborhood, and I have cars and children and dogs and all of the normal sounds, which unfortunately make it hard for me to hear. On this thing, with the loudness of the beep, I can hear it and stop myself.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and you mentioned a couple of things here. One is because I can't hear, so that helps me a lot because being partially deaf in one ear, that vibration really helps me a lot. The other thing is, being the age that I'm blind and deaf, I can't see that well either. And this I can see. I can actually see this. There's my watches. I have to buy huge watches, and sometimes I just don't want to wear a watch.
Well, that's another thing that I found with the watches, and I did an extensive search on a watch to try to accomplish this very task. And the nice thing, you can see this thing keeps repeating over and over and over again. Watches become much more clumsy to set up. I mean, and you can do it, and there are watches that you can make that work if that's the direction you head. But for the price, this is a very economical way that you can just, clip it to whatever. I clip it usually to either the strap that I've got on my hydration pack or possibly my belt, and you go with it. It's very easy to set up, and generally speaking, most people set it up one time and they leave it, and every time they run, they just hit the start button, and that's pretty much it.
So I think it's a consensus. It gets an A+.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So if you're a CrossFitter, you're a runner like we are, I think there it goes again. I think the gym boss is a winner.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
I wouldn't run without it.
Great. Hey, well, thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed this. Let us know what you think. Bye-bye.